Is it focused? Yeah, it's focused. Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to a review this time of, this is the Trumpeter 1/72 scale Fw200 Condor. It is a biggie of a kit, as it barely fits on the little hexagonal table stand thing I've got here. A little bit on Condor. It was originally, for those that aren't aware of this thing, was originally a passenger airplane that during the war got pressed into military service as a bomber, specifically a long-range bomber. Actually, it didn't quite fare too well. Unfortunately, you can't just take a civilian plane and turn it into into a bomber. Quite often the joint around here was quite weak, and after several landings would go snap, and yeah, unfortunately it would write a few things off. It was known as the Scourge of the Atlantic, but I'm going to reference another video here. They call it the Scourge of the Atlantic. Apparently a fell of the Atlantic, but while not necessarily was that did much, just the presence of the Condor itself was enough to alert the merchant crew that they were either going to be attacked by the air or a U-boat, beg your pardon, a U-boat was inbound. Not a submarine. I say, go double check, because it's known as the Scourge of the Atlantic, but the video, apologies to the creator, I can't remember the channel, but is known as called the Fell of the Atlantic. Yeah, it goes into full detail about the Condor itself and about the Battle of the Atlantic. The Trumpeter kit. Well, first off, before I say about the Trumpeter kit, I like this plane. Most civilian planes, no offence to people, but I don't like the civvy planes. They're a bit too boring in my personal opinion, and don't tend to look quite as good. I like this plane. It looks good. And that's before it gets transferred into a military plane. Though, is it just me, or does that look like it's wearing a top hat? Might just be me. Right, the Trumpeter kit. Oh, it's a beautiful kit, this one. Goes together really, really nicely. Go around the rest of the plane so you're not just seeing the nose constantly. Flip them over. This is a beautiful kit. Goes together really well. It's the DVD collection. I do have a couple of criticisms about it. The first one was right there. The outer engines, that's supposed to be another bomb bay. The indent there is for another version of this kit that comes with the Fw200 bombers, Fw200 bombs, the wire-guided things. I think they were wire-guided. Pretty certain they were. Could be wrong on that. Which, yeah, they would be mounted there. This kit doesn't come with them, so I'm not sure why that was still left there. Because if you go by War Thunder, yeah, not quite exactly accurate, but yeah, War Thunder, that actually opens up into a miniature bomb bay. The main bomb bay is in the gondola down here, where there's two holes. No idea why there's two holes. Panel lines are quite nice on this, and you can see I've got the flaps open on this. They've actually moulded the detail in the flaps. So yeah, it's quite a nice kit. It does have a full interior, not that you can quite see it. You're probably getting more the reflection of the flap done in. You know what, let's spin this around. There you go, you can see the nose from the other direction. So yeah, it's a lovely kit. It goes together really, really nicely. I'd say I didn't actually have any fitting problems with this thing whatsoever. It is a scaled down version of Trumpeter's 1/48 scale kit, so they do both the 72nd and the 48. If you have the space for it, because it is a big plane. For comparison, I did put this up against my Sterling before it decided to nosedive off the ceiling, and it, if I remember, it is wider than the Sterling, but shorter lengthwise. So yeah, if you got the space for this, it is a lovely kit. Got to say, no fitting problems whatsoever. The instructions, though, a little bit of a downside on the instructions. Excuse me. The instructions, but it gives some clue as to painting the interior. Not all of it. You can see there is windows down the side. You can't see. No, you can't really see. Sometimes you can see inside. Flash a light there. There you go. Refocused on the plane. Sometimes, yeah, you can see the interior, but the instructions don't tell you how to paint the interior and what each bit is. But on some of the items, like there's a battery, I'm pretty sure there's a battery pack just there. It's got about 6 fuel tanks runs down the middle of the fuselage. But the battery pack right there, I think it tells you how to paint. But that's the only thing on the entire middle piece here it tells you to paint. But it tells you how to paint most of the cockpit. And tells you to paint a little bit down here. There's another little section down in this bit. All this bit, and certain bits here and there, here on the tail bit there, isn't tell you what to paint. So I had to go between the 72nd scale Trumpeter, the 48 scale Trumpeter, and the 72nd scale Revell kit, because it's the only other kit I could find of a Condor that had enough of an interior that I could actually try and use its paint guide. As reference, it was... I can't even remember what I painted the interior of this thing in. I think it's... yeah, it's grey for the cockpit and the pale olive colour for the interior. And the battery is black with silver things on top. And all the petrol tanks were the dark grey. Pretty certain that's what it was. It was a while since I made this thing. I'll say, well, I think pretty certain this was my Christmas build of the year. And, well, I'm recording this in October. So, yeah, nearly a year old. So, but I say, despite a year old, this thing went together really well. The couple caveats I did say, other than the paint guide non-existent, sorry, DVD collection appearing again. The little exhaust stubs, you can see there's about, I think that was about 6 on each engine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nope, there is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, beg your pardon. No, that's 7. And we've got the collection again appearing. Sorry. Yeah, so there's 7 exhaust stubs on each engine. 28 in total. It is a little bit of a nightmare, especially when I got to this stage when it was all made and not painted, but it was all made up. And yeah, I say it's all made up, and then I'm trying to get to the ones down here, and I'm just cross between tweezers, dollop glue there, tweezers, and try and shove it in place, and hope it sticks. Not a great design. Probably best before you glue the wings on. Do the engines first. Engines didn't recall having any problems. Some radials I have problems with, but these things, nope. So yeah, very positive kit. I would highly recommend making this. I'm pretty sure most of my sets I would recommend. I would definitely highly recommend this one. It's quite a unique plane. You don't tend to see many people make the Condor. So yeah, the Trumpeter one, yeah, top notch. Other than, say, the paint problems on the inside, don't recall any other issues with it at all. So, I did put the flaps down. I had to actually look up a physical photo of the Condor. I think I actually found a picture of this exact code one as well, funny enough. Yep, yeah, I put the flaps down. Some people will tell me off. I put the flaps down while it's landed. But yeah, it's yeah, quite a steep angle. It gives you the option, but doesn't actually tell you the angle which they have to go down at. Never actual slight complaint with this thing. More of, I think everybody has this problem. What about that? Little jump cut there, just had to take a drink. One thing, a lot of these kits, not just the Trumpeter one, it suffers from a similar problem, but I know a lot of kits where there's Camouflage. I have problems with the German one. I know Airfix with their Spitfire. I've got another problem with their kits when they come to doing the Camouflage. The top picture, like so, and then the side pictures, the Camouflage doesn't line up. I can't remember which plane I did. There was one that was massively wrong, where it's saying like the camouflage, like I think it was a green and, was it green and brown or green and grey? Might be green and brown, but it says, oh, the green. Actually, I know which one it is. It's both of them. Got it up there. Can't believe. Just waiting for a few more things to finish on that review to come soon. But yeah, it says like, oh, the green comes down here, around here, via the top one, via the side angle, and then from the top view, it says the green comes from down across the cockpit as opposed to behind. I'm like, any companies that, any of the companies that make these kits, I do appreciate it is a bit of a pain trying to draw these things, but please try and make sure that your camouflage schemes actually line up side to top, because it does get a bit annoying when you purposely like pencil it out or like paint it out, and then you look at the side view and then you look at the top view and it's just like And yeah, I think I had to take a little bit of artistic liberty with the camouflage on this one. Certainly the triangles here. Yeah, it didn't quite work. Equally, guys, if you got the wings that come up to about here, give us a side view of what it's supposed to be. Don't leave us to guess. Because, yeah, unfortunately, German camouflage, depending on the light, blends into each other really well. But anyway, small mini rant aside. Well, not rant, up to you. Well, up to me, technically. Apart from that, yeah, lovely kit. Highly recommend this one to anybody. So yeah, if you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe for more of these videos, and comments, any reviews if you guys have actually made this thing before, or even made the 48 scale version. I'd like to hear what people have thought about that one. Yeah, so yeah, like, comment, subscribe for more videos. Okay, thanks, bye guys.